Thursday, September 10th, 2015. Letter from Meri at The.Meri.Atelier. It's been a very busy week. I need to catch up on my voices prompts, so this letter may be a little bit longer than usual. Did you ever receive a big, long, juicy letter in the mail, and wasn't that fun? And look what happened to the blank page opposite here. I love the way the ink of the handwriting soaked through. But first, let me tell you about the next Voices quote and what I plan on doing with the sketch. Day 9, prompt from Voices Facebook group. What kinds of questions would you like to ask your grandparents to learn from them? On the opposite page, I'm attaching a picture of Meri as a youngster sitting on the lap of the one grandmother that I got to meet. It was taken at Christmas time. I'm covering up the shapes of my brother to respect his privacy, and I really don't have his permission, and of my father because, well, I feel like it balances out the photo. I really do like the way that the handwriting bleeds through the page, and I'm going to add maybe some color or some doodles to the borders. And on the next blank page, I plan to sketch my grandmother and me from this picture. Now, what questions would I like to ask my grandparents to learn from them? Well, I think that I would ask them more about their life experiences rather than trying to get a fact out of them. I can Google for facts. I cannot Google my grandparents' life experiences. I would ask them what they know about our family's history. I would ask them what are the things that they enjoyed. I would ask them about their faith. I would ask them about their hopes and their dreams. I would ask them about their disappointments and what they learned from them. I would ask them about their favorite colors and their favorite foods, about the places where they lived, and about their own childhood. I would ask them about their memories of special events like Christmases and the first day of school, family get-togethers. I could spend hours getting to know my grandparents. Day 10 prompt from Voices Facebook group. We spend a lot of time imagining as children what our lives would be as adults, where we would live, what job we would have, what our families would be like. What are some of the names you considered for your future children? Well, I can't say that I really named any of my future children that I can remember. It would have been fun to do, though. So I'm going to talk more about imagination, and not about imagining the future, but the imagination of when we played. I remember one day as my brother and I were playing garage, and by the way, this is the only time I remember my father trying to spank me. More about that as I write. My parents owned a car that they parked by the side of the duplex we lived in at the time. They must not have locked the car in those days because on that particular day, my brother and I were playing garage. I was in the car as the driver, and he was outside as the serviceman, I think. Well, anyway, I told him to fill it up. Well, you see, there was this garden hose that was hooked up to the outside water faucet, and to shorten a very long story, we filled the gas tank with water. In our imagination, we drove to the station, and we filled up the car. Well, after the car was taken to the real repair shop and the story came out of how water magically became petrol, I was in for a big, huge spanking. I don't remember my brother ever getting spanked. I only remember fleeing from the wrath of my father's strap. I ran out to that car and jumped in, my dad hot on my trail. I would jump in the front and then in the back, avoiding that spanking. My mother came to my rescue, though, and I never was spanked that day. But let me tell you, the scare of that strap and my father's anger, something that was really kind of new to me, was punishment enough. I think my parents locked the car after that, and thank goodness that there were no keys in the car the day that we filled her up. Day 11. Prompt from Voices Facebook group. What was the most thrilling thing you've ever done? In the prior prompts, I think I established the fact that risk-taking and dangerous activities are not things that I typically enjoy. I don't get any thrills from them. Well, this morning I looked up the meaning of the word thrill, and some of the synonyms caught my attention. Words like fascinating, mind-blowing, stirring, hair-raising, inspiring, breathtaking. So I guess in my slow-paced, sort of boring life, I would assert to you that painting a picture, opening a new set of watercolors, reading a good book can actually be kind of thrilling. Going to an art gallery can be just as thrilling as jumping off of a bridge hooked to a big old long rubber band. I enjoyed recently an art show at the Figge Art Museum in Davenport, Iowa. It was called Works on Paper, and it was paper works and drawings that you rarely see from well-known artists. These were their drawings and their sketches as they were preparing the original artworks. To see these works close up and real, well, to me, that was just interesting and thrilling and inspiring and breathtaking. Thursday, September 10th, 2015, Meri at the Meri.Atelier.